Testing. 1, 2. Testing. 1, 2. Let's see.
Can you buy cones or it had to be?
Was that,
full?
that's what I was telling you to get me bids on it. Just the comb, it's just to use on the shoulders and stuff. This page will be here, so I'm covering it.
You got about 2 minutes.
Yeah, 1 minute.
1 minute? 1 minute now? All right. Please rise for the pledge. I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state, under God, one and indivisible.
It is 10 a.m. and I call to order the Jim Wells County Commissioners Court. I want to thank everybody for joining us today here at the courthouse and out there on Zoom. The next item is public testimony. Is there anybody out there who would like to address the court at this time? We have 3 minutes to address the court on non-agenda items or agenda items. Nobody? Okay. We'll go to agenda item number 4. Discuss, consider, and take action to approve minutes from previous meetings.
Move to approve.
Second.
I have a motion, I have a second to approve the agenda item as stated. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Motion is approved. I do want it to reflect in the court that on the agenda, it has Judge Juan Rodriguez Jr.'s name. We're in the process of getting that changed. And I would like, before we go on to number 5, is I'm the new judge. I'm Pedro P. Trevino Jr. And I am very, very, very happy and feel very, very privileged to serve Jim Wells County another term as Jim Wells County judge. I do want to say thank you to our previous judge, Juan Rodriguez Jr., for his time he spent here in Jim Wells County. That being said, we'll move over to agenda item number 5, approved bond for elected officials. This one was put on the agenda because of we had Judge Johnson. She didn't get approved or sworn in on Sunday, and JC Perez, he's gotten sworn in, and we need to approve their bonds.
Can I vote in sworn in? Good.
I'm not sure. I think she has. Judge Johnson was sworn in also. Okay, good. Yeah, so they've all been sworn in.
Move to approve.
To approve the bonds for.
Okay, I have a motion, and then Ventura, you second, or Mr. Garcia, you second? So I have a motion, I have a second. Any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Motion is granted. Agenda item number 6, discuss, consider, and take action to implement a burn ban for 90 days. I know that all the counties around us are in a burn ban. We had the freeze a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, and it's dried up mostly all our grass. I know that because our cows are starting to suffer. But that being said, I think Mr. Lance Brown, our emergency manager.
Yes, I have some paperwork for you guys to look over that I have out. So according to the Texas Forestry, anything above 500 is considered to be a burn ban should be in place. As of Friday, at about 6:30, whenever I checked the KBIs, which we all know the KBIs, that's the Key Fire Drought Index, and that's what Jim Wells goes by. And so y'all can look that up on the internet if y'all want to see what it is too. As of Friday, it was at 288. I checked it this morning as a 1923 at 3 o'clock. It's at 318. So just over the weekend in 48 hours, it jumped up 30 points. Like I said, the KPDIs, that's what Jim Wells uses to monitor the drought conditions. We can also use the U.S. Drought Monitor. That's another resource that we can use. I spoke to some of our chiefs over this weekend and through the week. And Chief Henry Barajas is from San Diego on the north side of the county. He's in agreement that a temporary burn ban should be in place. Chief Jeff McFadder, which is from Orange Grove, he also recommended that we be in a burn ban. And then I spoke with Mr. Shane. I'm not sure what his title is yet. He's the chief.
Yeah, he's a chief.
I'm not sure what he is.
Shane Chapa.
Yes. In Fremont, he was also in agreement. I didn't get a chance to talk to Patrick on it, but I mean, that's 3 against 4, so I mean, I'm sure he's gonna fall into it as well. As I think that we can all agree that if you drive down the side of the road, you can see how dead and dry everything is. We can always lift the burn ban if we get rain in February or March. We can always lift the ban. So if we have it for 30 days or 25 days, we get a good natural amount of rain. We can definitely do that. We all remember last year, February time, we really got beat up. And I say we, the fire department in Orange Grove, we did a year's worth of work in the first 90 days of last year. We had over 115 calls for a volunteer fire department, and typically that's what we run in a year. So last February, we had the big fire down there in Fremont, and the big one at the New Oasis Bridge, and flat fire in Orange Grove. So we all got beat up last year. So in my opinion, I'm talking to Juan Acuña as well, the meteorologist, and the other people around our community. I think that a 90-day burn ban would be good. It's just going to help us eliminate, somebody going out there trying to burn a brush pile and then end up burning 300 or 400 acres of fire.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Judge, I got a question.
Yes, sir.
This is also gonna require some of the exceptions, right? Farmers and ranchers, they need to do their.
So with that right there, if we do have a burn ban, we still can burn, but they have to do it the proper way through. They go through the Texas Forestry, they have a burn management, and they have the insurance and all of that stuff.
Yes,
I mean, just the same way.
Just wanna make sure, because Fremont has a lot of areas that do control burns, and
And so if you look
they start
down,
doing it in the spring, so.
if you look down at the bottom, I didn't get a chance to call everybody, but if you look down Live Oak to the north of us, they're a little bit higher. They're at 338. San Patricio's at 390. New Oasis is 297. Clayburton's at 390. Brooks County, which is south of Fremont, they're at 516, and Duval's at 318. So we're underneath the threshold, so to say, of a burn ban. But due to the special circumstances that we had 2 weeks ago, if you drive down any place, I mean, it looks terrible. It looks like July.
Okay. So based on the state on the information and our safety and security of our constituents out there, I know Mr. Gonzalez, you made a point there. If I can entertain a motion to approve with the exception.
Agriculture burning.
Okay.
I make a motion to approve with the exception if there's agriculture burning, we do have a process that they need to follow.
Second.
I have a motion, have a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
Can we put that
Motion granted.
process on our website in case anybody needs, they know exactly what to do?
So most of the big ranches, that should be burning, and we're talking big ranches, I don't think that little 5-10 acre ranch would be justified as an agricultural burn. They all have their special people in place, because like I said, you have to get with the Texas Forestry, you have to have a certified burn control management, and you have to have the insurance and all of that place, which, before they do that, they'll call the county, and that kind of falls back on the Jim Wells Sheriff's Department, where they get all their stuff turned into them, and then they notify the county to let them know that we're gonna burn. So then both Fremont, Orange Grove, we don't get paged out for a control burn. So anybody that needs to know about that, they would have that information ready and available to them.
All right, thank you. And we can also put it on, well, you'll do all the burn ban.
If I could just look over the order, we've used two different orders in the past, and for some reason, sometimes we keep going back to the one that we had discontinued. If we can use the newest one, that's got the language in there about certified burn managers. It also has language about root plowing in preparation for planting. And I think there's one other exception, but if we could do that, and then also that it should have the clause that says that the county judge is authorized to lift the burn ban, so that if we do get significant rain, we don't have to have another meeting. The judge can just do it on his own, on the recommendation of the EMC. Okay.
Wait, do we need to amend the motion?
No, just before you sign the order, if I could have a chance to look at it to make sure it's the newest one that we've been using.
Not a problem.
And then we can post that order on the website. And so everybody can see exactly which exceptions are allowed.
Okay. All right. Thank you, Mr. Guerra. That won't be a problem. We'll make sure that we have the correct order before it's signed. Agenda item number 7, discuss, consider, and take action on awarding bid for administration consultant to assist Jim Wells County in the administration and management of its proposed home fund program or project, if funded by the Texas Department of Housing and Community Affairs, TDHCA. Good morning.
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, County Commissioners. I have a handout here that summarizes the County Commissioners approved submitting a RFQ for administrators for the home program. And last month it was tabled so that we could score the applicants that were submitted. I don't know. Can y'all hear me? We lost our mic here. Can y'all hear me? So we only had one, we received only one proposal, and it was from GrantWorks. And you will see that they were scored on experience, prior work performance, capacity to perform, and their proposed cost. So we are recommending, the scoring committee's recommending that GrantWorks be considered. I believe their proposed cost is, their fee is 16,000 per home. And I don't know if we have a representative there to correct me if that's wrong. Commissioner, do you recall?
Well, she's from Groundworks. But that's what it was, 16,000.
Miss, I don't know, if Grantworks is on the line if they want to.
Sure, I'm right here. Hi, I'm Donna Johnson, and I'm with Grant Works. I'm in charge of Grant Works housing program statewide. So our fee is a set fee on hard cost, and then it is a variable fee of 4% based on those hard costs. So the example that we put in our proposal was based on a $100,000 house. And that would be 16,000 total.
Ms. Johnson, correct me if I'm wrong, there is no match on this home program?
So the county needs to submit their application to the state for the home program. And I believe Margie has been working with Sandy on getting all of that together. So the idea is to exclude the incorporated cities so that your population is below $20,000, 20,000 people, so that you will have zero match. If we include the incorporated cities, then the match will be astronomical. And we don't want to do that. Because we know that the county really doesn't have the ability to do that. I mean, that would just put a hardship on everyone. So.
I believe the award is for 500,000. Is that correct, Ms. Johnson?
No, they don't do that anymore.
They don't. Okay. So how are
So-
they paid the funding amount?
So there is no funding amount. So Judge, you will recall the last time we did the home program that it is a reservation system where the county gets that agreement, and then those dollars are given to the county based on a per house setup. So.
Yes, Ms. Donna, I do remember that.
Right.
It's covered.
Right, and Judge, what that does is, from the last time, is we really are kind of somewhat unlimited in what we can do, but because of builder issues, because of, all the other little things that wrap around this, we like to kind of try to do these in groups of 4 or 5 at a time. And you know that too. So I'm not telling you or Margie or we chose anything new. I think the 2 new commissioners haven't been through this with us, but
No, I think everything is covered. It's a really nice project. The ones who get chosen get to redo their whole home, and it's a good thing. It's a really, really good thing for our community.
oh, Judge, you know how I feel about this. That housing changes everything.
We appreciate y'all's hard work and dedication also.
Well, thanks, Judge. We appreciate it too. You and I have had many conversations about this and in the past, and again, I can't stress how housing changes everything.
I make a motion to award the bid for administrative consultant to Grantworks for our home project.
I'll second.
I have a motion and I have a second. Any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, same sign. Motion is granted. Thank you, Ms. Donna. We appreciate you guys.
Judge and commissioners, thank you so much, for letting us continue to work with you on this. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. I don't have the envelopes in bid. Does Isabel have them?
Number 8, the bid. You have it?
Isabel has.
Okay, we'll go on to number 9, and we'll come back to number 8 when we get those bids, or bid packs. Okay. We'll skip number 8 and we'll come back to number 8. We'll go on to number Number 9, discuss, consider, and take action on awarding bid for administration consultant for the 2023-2024 Texas Community Development Block Grant Funds administered by the Texas Department of Agriculture.
Yes, Judge, this is also an RFQ that was published in the local paper for professional administrative services. I have the Form A508 that summarizes the proposals we received and the scoring. The scoring committee met on Friday, Thursday, I'm sorry. And we scored, we received 3 proposals. Langford Community Management, Trailer and Associates, and Grant Works. They were scored based on the scoring criteria of experience, prior work performance, capacity to perform, and their proposed costs. On the proposed costs, there's a little formula that, we have to follow to add the points. So that's why you'll see the differences on those points as well. We are recommending Grant Works as the firm to prepare the application for the CDBG 2023-2024 application. And some of the projects to consider is possible installation of water lines to improve public health in some of our undeveloped areas. And of course, any other community development projects that the Commissioners Court may consider. And I believe we have representatives from Grant Works here as well. Thank you.
I make a motion to award the bid to Grant Works for administration on the Texas Development Block Grant for 23-24.
Second.
I have a motion and I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion is granted. Do we have the bids for? So we'll go back to agenda item number 8. Discuss, consider, and take action on opening sealed bids and awarding bid for Jim Wells County Precinct 1 vehicles.
We just have one bid.
One bid? I should have brought my knife. We have 2 vehicles. Okay, so we have one sealed bid that was presented to the court today, and it has bids for 2 vehicles from Love Chrysler Dodge Jeep LLC. There is a 2000, they're both 2019. One is a Ram 2500. VIN number 3C6GR5EJ1KG641049, and the total amount is $48,868.75.
What's the year model, Jeff?
That's a 2019. The next one is a 2019 Ram 1500. VIN number 1C6SRFFT6KN600117. And the purchase price is $40,260.50.
Judge, I've prepared a single bid analysis to summarize the one bid that was received. And this is in keeping with our County Procurement Act requirement. This invitation to bid. The invitation to bid was published twice consecutively for 2 weeks, 14 days, once a week for 2 weeks for 14 days. We received one bid. And that is the summary of the single bid analysis, and that's just a summary so we can, because we are using ARPA funds, we want to make sure we document. And so we've created the form single bid analysis that will be attached to the PO.
I make a motion to award the bid to Love Chrysler.
Yes. We have discussed the pricing and have opened the sealed bid, and we do have a motion. Do we have a second?
Is there a second? A second.
I have a motion, I have a second to approve the sealed bids to Love Chrysler Dodge Jeep for both of the vehicles on the noted price. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion granted. Ms. Moran, will you need this for your signature, or it's your signature it needs, right?
Yes, I will be submitting that as part of the attachment to the PO, to document that we have complied with our procurement requirements.
Thank
And
you.
that's just copies for the commissioners.
Thank you very much. Agenda item number 10, discuss, consider, and take action on awarding bid for engineering services for the 2023-2024 Texas Community Block Grant funds administered by the Texas Department of Agriculture.
Yes, Judge, this is a request for qualifications, again, for the Texas CDBG grant 2023, 2024, that I believe is due in April. So we would submit it along with the professional administrative services. We also published an RFQ in the newspaper. We received 2 bids.
I could just pass them down there.
And the form you have in front of you is an evaluation of those 2 proposals. We received 2 proposals, one from R.E. Garcia and Associates and ICE International Engineering. And you have before you the scoring criteria, which is experience, prior work performance, capacity to perform. And those were the scoring criteria that were submitted. We submitted to 11 engineering firms. We received 2 proposals. And you have before you, we are recommending R.E. Garcia.
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed?
Rachel.
Mr. Gonzalez. If there's no further discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion granted. Agenda item number 11, discuss, consider, and take action to authorize Commissioner Precinct 4, Richo Gonzalez, to sell the following items on an auction. 2207 450 Ford, VIN number 1FDXF 46P07 EZ85388, 1,000 gallon Wiley water truck with SN with trailer SN 05-797 RM 600 tree terminator SN 1811183 sheep foot pull roller and 15-foot shredder SN number 78270.
Judge, if I may, there's a correction here. The Wiley water truck, it's actually supposed to say Wiley water tank with trailer.
Is that a 2007?
It's 2007, right?
No,
No?
no, it's. Oh, the first one, you know what, I'm not sure what that 2207 means. It probably just the 2007. 2007? Yeah, I believe so. I just want to clarify that that's a water tank with trailer.
Mr. Guerra, can we adjust the agenda item?
What is the, it's the wrong item, or what is it?
And where it says 1,000-gallon Wiley water truck with trailer, it's supposed to be tank with trailer.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's fine. The main purpose of this is so that the auditor can keep track of inventory. So that just go ahead and make that part of the motion that you're correcting. That should be tank with trailer instead of truck with trailer, and make sure that it's correctly reflected on the minutes. Like I said, the main purpose of this is so that the auditor's office can keep track of the inventory being sold.
Okay, so the year model also?
Yeah.
2007.
Okay, that being said, can I entertain a motion?
I'll make a motion to approve. A second.
I'll need it to read a
Reflect,
certain way, yeah.
to approve with the changes of a 2007 450 Ford and a Wiley water tank with trailer versus truck with trailer. A second.
I have a motion that has been amended, and I have a second. Is there any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Thank you. And the SN means serial number, right?
Yeah.
I should have just said serial number, right? Okay. Agenda item number 12, discuss, consider, and take action to approve a contract and authorize the form of Santos McBain Management and Planning to submit a grant for the purpose of a TxDOT 2023 Transportation Alternatives TA set aside call and projects on behalf of Jim Wells County Precinct 4 for a county-based infrastructure project for sidewalk improvements and infrastructure related to projects to improve safety, access, and connectivity for residents in the Bembolt area.
Is there a matching on this?
No, sir.
Go ahead, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I'm gonna cover those that I thought I had made more copies of this.
a single bid analysis, Judge?
So, Commissioner Huicho Gonzalez, Precinct 4, is considering applying for the Texas Department of Transportation TxDOT 2023 Transportation Alternatives Call for Projects. It's a two-step application process, and step one is submitting a preliminary application. And then if we advance, we go into step two, where we go into more detailed on the application. There is a representative here from Santos McBain's office, Ms. Haley Satterwhite, who will address the proposal that you have before you, as well as any questions regarding this TxDOT application. What I have given the judge is basically a single bid analysis. We reached out to 3 firms, and we received a proposal from Santos McBain, the others because of the short response date, and also because the application is due January 27th. There's a very short window to get this done. The notice went out in December, and because of the holidays, there's been a lot of conflict in the schedules. So we will attach this to the as part of the procurement.
So there was a notice on the newspaper, or?
No, we reached out through the informal bidding process, where you can either email and we emailed 2 other firms, and one was Ms. Petra Reina and Ms. Michelle Martinez. We have documentation from them that at this time they're not able to submit a
You have
proposal.
to post it in the newspaper because it's less than 50,000? Is that
Correct. So, any questions? If not, I'm going to turn over to Ms. Haley Satterwhite.
Good morning, Judge Trevino and members of the court. In your agenda packets, you should have a proposal from Santos McBain. My name is Haley Satterwhite, and I am the Director of Research Grants and Programs for Santos McBain. I will be lead on this project if we're hired, so you'll be seeing me more often. In the packet, we have a little bit of an overview of our company. We're a Coastal Bend-based government consulting firm located in Corpus Christi, Uptown Business District, and we're in our 10th year in business. We are formed to provide smaller organizations with grant writing, grant administration, management, planning, contract negotiation, policy formation, project development, and more. At our company, we have a total of 8 employees, 4 full-time and 4 project-based employees. Just a little bit about our background with the Texas Department of Transportation grant. We did provide some statistics in the proposal. We have secured funding in excess of $5 million for the Coastal Bend region through this program. In 2019, 398 applications were submitted, 30 were approved, and 4 of those 30 were written by Santos McBain, and only 7 were actually approved in this region. In 2021, 139 applications were submitted, 41 were approved, and Santos McBain wrote 2 of those 41 applications. The TxDOT TEP call for projects is released every 2 years. They just released the call for projects in early December. Traditionally, the grant application would include one of the following match components, so 80% grant, 20% local match, or 100% grant and 0% local match. Jim Wells County is actually eligible for the transportation development credits, so there would be no match on this grant. We would work with Commissioner Gonzalez, the county judge, and county staff to compile and submit this application. The deadline for the preliminary application is January 27th, and so we will work with the commissioner to complete that and have his approval prior to submission. Our fees are based on a percentage basis. So if the project amount is $0 or $499,000, then there's a 7% fee. Anything above that, so from 500,000 to 749,000, there's a 5% fee. Anything over $750,000, there will not be any additional costs. Our maximum fees shall not exceed $47,499.88. Is there any questions or comments this morning?
That was 47,000, how much?
$47,499.88. And it is listed on the last page of the proposal.
And that's the max.
Yes, sir.
And Judge, I don't know if I mentioned that this will be the second time that we will, the county's considering, Precinct 4 is considering submitting this application. We did hire a firm in 2019 to write the application, and it was submitted, but we didn't get past that first phase. It is for connectivity, sidewalk areas in the Benbolt area. And I know
Sidewalks and
Commissioner,
lighting.
sidewalks and lighting, Commissioner Precinct 4 has some additional information on what the project scope is.
Yeah, it's gonna be sidewalks inside and connect the high school area from 281 towards the high school, which we don't have anything right now. And it's creating a huge problem for kids to travel in the mornings or in the evenings, going back to the house or either going back to, going to school. So we met with TxDOT, Yolanda and myself, and they were telling us about how much money was available, a lot more than what in the past. What was, now it's 260, was it?
210 million.
Versus in the past was a lot less than that. So we went ahead and met with them, and they kind of coached us a little bit on how the things work and how much more money there was available. So we decided to go ahead and apply for it, and it's going to connect the schools in the old town of Benbolt and in the newer side of the west side of Benbolt, because we have nothing other than what 2508 Highway Department did for us here a couple of years ago. So just trying to make it safer for the kids to get to school, church,
So Precinct 4 is responsible for the fee?
and that's the question that's got to be brought up, because in the past, how have we paid for it? Mr. Guerra?
I think that's a question for the auditor. I know that
sorry.
we've,
How was it paid before?
Usually it's paid by the general fund.
What's that now?
The general fund.
What line item from the general
It's a
fund?
general fund?
Yeah, usually it'll be,
Well-
I'll look at it, but I believe it's gonna be, I think it's,
What qualifies it for the general fund?
that's just the way we have been doing it for the general fund. I think this is a new project that's coming up, and we put a little bit of money away for it. So like, it'll be 47,000.
Yes, sir.
And I will say, regardless whether the general fund pays for it, we can pay for it. I've discussed it with Ms. Moran, and this is a improvement on the roads. So I can't see why it wouldn't fall under road and bridge improvements. But my question is, if it's been done through the past this other way, then we either keep doing that or we change the system. Because, if in the past it's been paying for out of general fund,
Like how far back in the past?
Well, I have to look at it, but we should went over there and we decided on 12,500 pay for it.
For all the grants?
No, not for all of it.
Just for,
because I feel that we're gonna have some issues. Like right now, this would qualify for me, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Guerra, road improvements, road and bridge improvements, it's in the road. But let's say we decide to go to another grant that's gonna be a park or something else, and that's not road improvement, so I wouldn't be able to pay for it. So it would have to come out of general fund. Huh?
That's the purpose, that's exactly.
The purpose of the
Depends on
grant.
the purpose of the grant, so if it qualifies on a road and bridge type of improvement, then it pertains to the.
precinct can pay for it,
But
yes.
if it's more of a general fund expense.
The county
that's something
property.
that the court has to consider taking on the general fund.
But you have to take into consideration that if we do get it, we're paying this much money, it's taken away from a road and bridge. So versus everything else in the past has been done through general fund, so.
So would the ARPA fund qualify for it?
Oh, yeah, definitely, but that's
I don't think the general fund should be responsible for it. I think going through ARPA would probably be a better choice. Or precinct 4.
And I agree with what you're saying, Mr. Garcia, and I respect your opinion. But what I'm saying is that if we're gonna do this, then after this, then we all need to pay for our own. Or either general fund pays for it right now. I just feel that we gotta change the rules, you know? Because in the past, we've been paying for all the other ones out of general fund, pretty much. So,
This is,
and I'm being to where
This
I'm
is-
willing to pay
this
for it. I
is-
don't have a problem paying for it. I'm just want to clarify how it's going to be done from here on, because it's going to affect us. And let's say, like Ms. Gonzalez, if you apply for a grant for something else, we can't expect her to pay for it out of her funds if it doesn't qualify for road and bridge. It's going to put a burden on you. And it's going to put a burden on all of us. So,
I just want to make it clear where it's coming from. That's my deal. I think general fund is for one purpose, and, you know, I don't think it should be from general fund. But I'm just one opinion, right?
but it's been coming out of the general fund?
I'm gonna have to, Stevie says, according to what the scope of it was.
So what other grants have been coming out of the?
I mean, we can definitely research and provide that information to you, but off the top of my head, I don't know.
Because I know most of my grants have been in kind.
Yeah, you're doing kind on yours. That's what-
The one that we have paid through cost care is
Yeah, a
for
lot of it's in
the
kind.
walking
It's-
trail, but
that's-
it's a county property.
So this is my thinking, moving forward, I do anticipate that we're going to be applying for several more grants in the future. So if it's been taken out of the Fund 12, then it'd be my recommendation to follow that on this one. It's 47,000. It's very much needed. I know what Mr. Gonzalez is talking about, because that's a Bembolt area, and kids walk through those areas to get to school and get back home, and it signs for a safety issue. So my recommendation is, if we've done it in the past, we could pay for the 47,000 this time, and I suggest that since in the future we're going to be going out for a lot more grants, that we reconvene and add it on another agenda item in another meeting for us to discuss how these financials are going to get paid, because like I said, we're going to be paying out a lot more, because we're going to start going out for a lot more grants.
And that's the problem. Not a problem. It's just that we are going out for so many grants now that we didn't do before.
Right.
It was minimal before. Now it's taken off, all grants everywhere. So that is something you'll have to discuss.
Yeah.
Some of those, I do believe, should fall on the road and bridge, you know,
Yeah.
for them. But there's just been so many. You see how many we have here?
Yeah.
Every time we come in, there's different grants, and tell you the truth, we don't budget enough for all
the grants.
We don't know what's gonna be coming up. We don't know what kind of grants are gonna be coming up. We put so much into that line item, and that's it. Doesn't mean it's, they're unless it's full of money for it.
Yeah, and if we're getting these grants and we apply for them and we get them, that's a good problem to have. So I think that's a good problem to have, and we'll put it on the agenda in another item, as an agenda item in another meeting, so we can discuss where the money will come from and how it'll come from, especially going into the next budget cycle. But for this particular reason, and for this particular grant, I think we should follow what we've been doing.
And I have no problem with that, Judge. My question is that depleting the general fund is always gonna be an issue, and we need to know ahead of time.
Exactly, yes.
You know, I don't wanna see the general fund being depleted because of grants.
I understand.
We don't know.
As long as, we agree on it, I'm fine with it. I'm just saying
And it
that
we
we
not
need
be
to agree with it
47,000,
before time.
that's just the max.
Well,
yeah.
it is my inclination that us as a court, once we put it in another meeting, in another agenda item, I think we can all revise or not revise, but review what we have in our budgets, and we can come up with a plan that everybody will be happy with. And then we'll go into the budget session for next year, and we'll make adjustments that didn't even need to be made.
Yeah, because a lot of that stuff might become interlocal agreements also, Judge, like if Alice has a project, they might have to, you can't just give them monies, or Orange Grove, it's just, there's interlocal agreements to a lot of things, but I'm okay with what you're saying today. I just wanted to clarify it, so.
I'm with you there too. We need to get a clarification, and we need to get a manual per se on how we do things with reference to grants, because I have discussed with our county treasurer, Mr. Dominguez, and we've also discussed about the grant issues. And like I said, we're getting money, and there's from grants, and there's what's the term I'm looking for? You do it all the time?
In kind.
In kind, and we do in kind, it's all fine and dandy, but there's some that we are going to run into where there's dollar per dollar match.
Sir.
And we'll cross that bridge when we get there, but we do have to take care of the agenda item that's today. So we have,
Does that administration come out of the grant?
Uh,
Most
no.
of the grants get paid, the
so-
administration gets paid through the grant.
there's no administration fee on that grant.
So, Judge, if I may say a few things. One, I just want to point out that we have met with TxDOT. I attended several workshops, and I met with some of the state TxDOT transportation officials to discuss this particular project. It is a very viable project because we are able to show the connectivity that because of the overpass, these things have occurred, and they're very much interested, and they encourage us that it is a viable project. Secondly, I'd like to point out, you are correct, Judge, that not only, we have several grants, and historically, we can go back and look at all the grants. We know when they're coming up, what types of grants they are. We can do a review and research to determine, okay, these grants require X percentage of matching funds, which is a percentage of cash and some in kind, and come up with some kind of policy on how we will address those. But just so you'll know that some are in kind, some are both in kind and some match. So you could do a historical review of what types of grants we have applied for, and which ones are, or annual basis, which ones are biannual, so that the commissioners can get a good picture of how much we need to consider as a contingency in the general fund for grants.
Right, okay.
And there is no management fees, because once we move to the second phase, and Haley can add to more, once we move into the second phase, TxDOT will take over the administration of the project entirely. So the only cost is for submitting a grant proposal to the county.
TxDOT Aviation always comes, every year they come and we approve a 25%
Match.
Is there a,
match, so as long as they come to the court and we approve them, it's okay.
Yeah.
I just want to I just like to get things, clarified before we.
so just for clarification, if this fee is only paid if we get awarded the grant?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
There will be, if for some reason we are notified that the county was not awarded, there will be no fees.
Okay.
It's only contingent upon an award notice.
I think that's very, very fair.
And for a timeline, if that helps, the pre-app is due January 27th, but then the county will be notified in March of 2023 if they're invited to come back and submit a detailed app. And then in October of 2023, you'll be notified if you're awarded.
And during that time, we work very closely, if we awarded it, move into phase 2, we work very closely with TxDOT, because at that point, they review everything we're doing, make sure we're on top, and the proposal spells out exactly the process of what will be happening. And again, there are no management fees
In the
because.
future, that the line item reflects where the fee's coming from. Like if you would have had a line item that would reflect they was coming from the general fund, they would have clarified it, you know, but it didn't have it.
No problem.
At this time, usually most of my agenda items will reflect whether it's an ARPA project or something. At this point, this was a discussion that needed to take place before we could make that determination. But you're correct, sir. Usually we'll identify where the funds will be coming from and what type of match is required. Yes, sir.
I don't want to get into
Yes,
an
sir.
argument in the future, you know.
Yeah, no, I
No,
understand.
we'll come back and we'll
I'll
set,
work with the judge on that.
we'll set it straight, yes. That being said, we have plenty of discussion. Can I entertain a motion?
I can make
Motion to
a,
approve.
you want to include the, where the fees are going to be paid from?
We can, I mean,
Do we have to?
we know where it's gonna come out from.
Okay.
I think we're good.
I'll second it.
I have a motion, I have a second. Any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We look forward to working
Thank you
with
very much.
Thank you.
Thank you all very much. Yes. Yes, ma'am, definitely. So, we go on to, agenda item number 13. Discuss, consider, and take action on 2022 budget amendment request by, Commissioner Ventura Garcia Jr., Precinct 2, transfer $3,584.34 from line item 22-622-573, equipment, $6.70 to line item 22-622-463, rental of equipment, $183.73 to line item 22-622-225. Travel allowance and $3,393.91 to line item 22-622-45300, repair of equipment. That is a tongue twister.
Make a motion to accept item number 13 is presented, Judge.
I second the motion.
Okay, I have a motion, I have a second. Any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
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 No, wait, when would be the last time to submit bills?
It already finished.
Okay,
we're gonna
so
have
this
to-
would be the deadline for the, so there's no, from last year's, right? This is the deadline to get.
2022.
Okay,
Like this is on the last, request that I'm gonna take for budget revisions for last year. No more,
No more.
okay,
we can't do it anymore, we're gonna.
thank you.
All opposed, same sign. Motion granted. Agenda item number 14, discuss, consider enrolling Jim Wells County employees in the Texas Association Counties Annual Cyber Security Training Program pursuant to Texas HB 3834.
Good morning, Judge Commissioner. This is a reminder that we have to take the mandatory training for cybersecurity. I encourage you to have all employees, each of us going to participate in this cybersecurity training every year. It's mandatory. We have to take it every year.
What's
Thank
the
you.
deadline, Robert?
Huh?
What would the deadline be?
Well, the deadline to submit for all counties is August 31st. For us, we need to determine what's your deadline. You want to do it like month before? I would recommend,
No.
And like maybe in
We had
May,
an issue last year with this, and I think we need to send a letter out and make sure everybody takes it.
so like
ample time
maybe
to
in
get-
May, we
get
can get a
everything out of the
list of.
I agree. We came very close to missing the deadline this year. In fact, we still had a few people that didn't meet the deadline, but they allowed us an extra 2-week grace period. This can affect grants, and we can be penalized if we don't comply. I think Robert said what the deadline is, August 1st or August 31st?
yes, August 31st, yes, that's correct.
August 31st. We should set our own deadline a few months ahead of that. I would say like June 1st or with plenty of time. That way, if anybody's not in compliance, we have a cushion of 2 or 3 months where we can make sure that those folks get their training done.
You want to set a deadline today?
Yeah.
Good.
Yes, and I think there's some criteria that they have to meet. Does everybody get this?
Yes, sir. Yeah,
All
that's
departments?
all department, all employee that
Anybody
have
that is
access to
set up on a
computers
computer.
have to
Yeah,
take the
what it
cybersecurity.
says, computer perform 25% of their duties to complete annual cybersecurity, okay, all right.
I think everybody knows how to do it, it's just, getting to do it, some people didn't do it last year.
Well, your final date that has to be done is August 31st.
I like what
Maybe
Mike would
the
suggest, like
deadline
3
should
months
be May
prior,
31st.
which is
So-
May 31st?
May
I mean,
31st, so the first meeting
May
in
1st,
June,
March,
you can
okay.
bring the list.
All right, then May 1st would be the good deadline for,
May 1st.
May 1st,
May 31st, so that the first meeting in June, we can get a list of all the people that haven't,
May 31st.
haven't.
June, July, August, okay, all right.
It's very,
I send you a product report every month.
Sure,
every
so,
weekly
so
basis.
can I entertain a motion?
I make a motion that we put May 31st as the deadline for the cybersecurity, that it comes before the court so that we can make sure that all the employees that are required to take the test have taken it.
Okay, so I have a motion
I'll second it.
to approve the enrolling and for the county's annual cyber employees annual cyber security training with a date of May 31st, May 31st. Okay. And I have a second. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
I gotta
Enroll everybody. Okay.
We to get it going as soon as possible. That way we don't run into any snags.
Well, while we're on this, there's also a requirement for newly elected officials to take the open government courses. I think they're 1 hour each, one on open records and one on open meetings. So I'll try to get a memo out on that here by the end of the week.
Okay, thank you.
It wasn't part of your training.
No, I haven't gone. We're leaving today. Okay, so. Agenda item number 15, discuss, consider, and approve budget amendment request by Veterans Officer David Salinas to transfer $300 from equipment 12-405-573 to travel 12-405-225. He was here, I'm not sure.
I read over the budget request and I approve it.
I make a motion to approve.
I'm sorry, can you just specify, like on Venturas, it says for 2022, the following
Yeah.
two don't have it, so
Yeah,
it's just,
anything that's on here is gonna be for 2022.
Okay. Yes.
I make a motion to approve the budget amendment for 2022 on the Veterans Office.
Second.
I have a motion, I have a second. Is there any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Thank you. Amendment, agenda item number 16, discuss, consider, and approve budget amendment request from County Treasurer Mark Dominguez to transfer $200 from 12497-310 office supplies to 12497-427 conference and association.
Commissioner Court, Judge, I looked over the request and I approve it.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion, I have a second. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion granted. Agenda item number 17, discuss, consider, and take action to authorize county judge to initiate contract services for 911 addressing. This is to address 911. Right now, we don't have a 911 coordinator. I want permission to hire or contract with somebody to do it part-time for the next 6 to 8 weeks. To give us time to fill that, to come up with the job descriptions and to fill that position.
Motion to approve.
I'll second it.
I have a motion, I have a second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Thank you. Motion passes.
Judge, just get with the auditor because I don't think we have contract services in that. I'm assuming you're gonna pay for that out of the 911 budget. We don't have anything for contract services, so they may have to make some kind of adjustment there. There's plenty of money. It just needs to be probably, I don't know. Cindy, what's your opinion?
Yeah, we probably have to do a budget amendment. It doesn't come out of that particular line item, there's contract services out of, is another.
So, okay, no problem. We'll figure it out, yeah. If we have to come back and do any adjustment for court approval, then we'll put it on the next agenda, next meeting. Agenda item number 18, discuss, consider, and take action to request bid for lawn care services to include courthouse, adult probation, and juvenile probation. We currently have, I'm not sure, we're even in a contract, we're probably in a month-to-month right now. For owning the courthouse lawn. Our probation departments, they have to rely on community service. And sometimes it's kind of tough. We get a rain and the grass grows. Even though we're getting into a burn ban right now, but I think we should address our lawn issues for all three instead of just the courthouse.
So we're gonna go out for bids.
You know, I think we gotta remember that all buildings have a sprinkler system, so that's constantly going. The grass is always gonna be there.
I make a motion that we go out for bids for lawn care services.
I'll second it.
I have a motion, I have a second to approve agenda item number 18 as stated. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
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 All opposed, same sign.
Are we
Motion
gonna do it like a year contract or is it gonna specify anything like that?
Yes, I'll get with Mr. Guerra and we either formulate one or he may have a copy of one. And we'll just adjust for it to meet our needs. And depending on what it is, we may go 6 months or a year, but not more than a year. You know.
Okay, thank you.
Agenda item number 19, discuss, consider, and take action to authorize the law firm of Nissenblatt, Bassard, and Bassard attorneys at law to file suit on behalf of Jim Wells County for the recovery of proceeds for refund issued on return of equipment purchased by Jim Wells County Precinct 3.
Judge, Commissioners, we've been making efforts. First, of course, Commissioner Chapa tried first, and then we got involved, my office, along with Mr. Nissenblatt's office, trying to collect this money from a gentleman in Fort Worth. We've been getting the runaround. In fact, this morning, right before the meeting started, we got another email from him promising that the funds would be in the account by 5 o'clock today. But he's made that promise several times before. So just to be ready to move forward, we're asking for authority to file suit if he doesn't come through. And the suit includes the entire amount that's owed to the county, plus interest, plus attorney's fees and court costs separate, so that the county would be made whole, and that you know the county doesn't have to pay the attorney's fees or court costs. That's going to be paid by this person that owes us the money.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second to approve agenda item number 19 as stated. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion granted. Agenda item number 20, discuss, consider, and take action to approve and adopt the Jim Wells County Emergency Paid Sick Leave Policy 2023 for COVID-19 as addendum to the Jim Wells County Personal Manual. We have any discussion on it? I think we had discussed Go ahead, sir.
Yes, good morning, Commissioners. My name is Lee Person. I'm the First Assistant District Attorney with Carlos Garcia, the District Attorney. And we are in support of this policy being added for several reasons. Our office is really small. We have a lot of people, and we have had COVID positives. And to try to stem from having our entire office wiped out, in quarantine or from that effect, we are in a situation where we have individuals that have specific knowledge of specific cases, and they're the only ones that can really handle them in court and district court and that type of thing. So we're in support of this policy, so that way we can get individuals taken care of, and including possibly with telework. If they got COVID, doesn't necessarily mean that they have to go into hospitalization, but they do have to quarantine or something to that effect, but they can still work and still provide information and that type of thing, since the district courts are still using Zoom for court proceedings. So we're in support of it.
But what is the policy? It doesn't state it here.
It's the same one we had last year, Commissioner. It just, the last one expired December 31st. And so basically this allows an extra 80 hours of sick leave for COVID only. So you've got your base amount of sick leave that all employees get. But if you have COVID, you don't have to use your sick leave for that. You can use your COVID sick leave for that. And then if you have some other illness not related to COVID, well, then you use your regular sick leave. So basically it's just a way that people don't feel like, well, I got to go to work. I'm not sure. I don't want to. You may get a situation where someone doesn't want to test and because they don't want to lose any hours, and they're going to work, and then there's, spreading it at work. That was kind of the thinking when we adopted it the first time.
So the policy, it was adopted, it looks like August 9th of 2021 until December 31st, 2021. So it's
And then we reauthorized it for 2022, and it just expired in December. And I don't know how much it's been used. I know that the department head has to sign off on it. There's an additional form that the department head has to sign off on, acknowledging that they're using the COVID leave and not their sick leave. You could probably ask the auditors how much of this has been used last year or the year before. I'm not sure how often it's been used. I know that a couple of my employees had to use it.
There were some people that used it.
Yeah.
I do have record of everybody's individual. I don't have an actual.
Can you all hear Cindy out there? Mr. Guerra, can you hear Cindy?
A little.
Microphone.
Okay, just to let everybody know, I do have everybody's individual, any employees that have used COVID sick leave. I don't have an actual report, but I can have something for y'all if you want to just know how much is being used. But they do have to qualify. There is a form, like Mr. Guerra said. They have to check off what pertains to them. They do have to provide the positive COVID form. And the COVID form, if approved by their supervisor, does have to be attached to their timesheet. And then they'll be, it'll be COVID sick taken off and not from their regular sick. But if y'all want some statistics of what has been used in the past, I mean, just off the top of my head, 2022, it wasn't used very much, but I think the ones that did have it, I mean, they provided the information and it was used. But it definitely, we saw a decline in 2022 versus 2021 and 2020, of course. But I could have some information for you on the next commissioner's court so you can see.
And I do have seen some positive in recent weeks and days. I think that for the safety and security of all of our employees, and I think we need to reinstate it and just follow procedure as stated in the policy.
For 6 months, Judge, or
We could go, why don't we go 90 days?
90 days?
And there's no reason, I mean, we can just bring it back in 90 days and review it again. and we can go from there. You think that's good, Mr. Guerra?
Yes, yeah, no, we just need to, if we do get a spike in cases, we just need to remember around March 31st, the second meeting of March to remember to put it back on. Like right now, I know that just in this first week, we've got some employees that are down with COVID and they're not covered right now. So if, as part of this motion, if you could make it retroactive to January 1st.
Maybe we should do 6 months because we have
I don't have a problem, as long as we agree today, I'm good with it.
We can just do the 90 days and come back.
We
do it.
Okay.
We have to.
Okay,
90 days from today, Judge, or you wanna, like, my first day from the first?
well, we're gonna retro it back. I can make a motion. I'll make a motion that we approve the policy and retroactive back to January 1st. And we'll make it a 90-day policy and bring it back in March for an extension or to do away with it, depending on how the situation is going with COVID. Ms. Gonzalez does make a point. We're going into spring break in March. So 90 days would be January, February, March. Huh?
right at March. Is spring break March or April?
April. No, it's in March. March 30th, 9 days, we'll be covered. Spring break is in the middle of March, yeah. Right?
Sometimes it's
I
March.
mean, school is spring break. I mean, I'm not a spring break. Y'all spring break? Y'all have spring break? No, I'm just joking. But no, so that being said, I have made a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
So the motion does include retro to January 1st and 90 days. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion passes January 1st. 90 days. I'm going to skip 21 because we will be going into executive session to talk about number 21. We'll go on to 22. That way everybody can be dismissed and not worry about having to come back if you choose so. Agenda item number 22, discuss, consider, and take action on payroll and bills as submitted by the county auditor, with the exception of Fund 52, 53, and 54.
Motion to approve.
I'll second.
This is the last of the bills, no,
Yes, we're done here.
so that, we're finished for 22.
We should be, yes, sir.
So I have a question. Electricity. I was reviewing the utilities and our electricity from, I want to say it was April or May. It jumped considerably, like $10,000 each month. Is there a reason for that? Or are we under contract that expired? Are we under, does anybody know?
Yes, I go to your office.
Okay, so we'll need to, yeah. Do y'all have that contract? Y'all don't have that contract, copy of that contract?
We probably do, if not, we'll look into it.
Yeah, please.
I know for sure you didn't have it.
Yeah, please, let's get together and look into it, because it's astronomical. It's a lot. It was a big difference.
Motion to approve.
All right, already second.
We already have a motion and
I have a motion, I have a second already. I'm just going over some things here real quick. Yeah, okay. Is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion granted. And at this time, the Commissioners Court reserves the right to adjourn into executive session under section, let's see, 51074 personnel matters. So at this time, it is 11:18. We'll go into executive session to discuss item number 21. Thank y'all. Appreciate you guys.
Judge.
Oh,
5 minutes.
1 minute.
Mark. I'll go. Gotta get up for a while.
Okay, are we online? Are we? Okay. All righty, Commissioners Court for today, January 9th, 2023. It is now 12:10 and we're back in regular session.
Judge, if you could put on the record that no action was taken in executive session?
Okay. So executive session ended at 12:10 PM and no actions were taken in executive session. So that being said, I'm going to go back to the agenda item, which read, discuss, consider, and take action to authorize the county judge to restructure the safety department, 911 addressing, and floodplain management. Can I get a motion?
I make a motion.
I have a motion, I have a second. Is there any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Well, can you specify what the motion is, please?
I make a motion to authorize the county judge to restructure the safety department 911 addressing floodplain management.
Thanks.
So I have a motion and I have a second. Is there any further discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Can I get a motion? Can I get a second? I got a motion and I got a second to adjourn. And is there any further discussion needed? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, same sign.
Ok, ibas en la puerta.
Commissioners Court is adjourned. Thank
Ok,
you all
ibas
very
en la
much.
puerta.